Today we're going to talk about a word, and the word is that. I-R-O-N. When you look at it, right, you have a tendency to want to pronounce it as it is, which is iron. Yep, iron. That is kind of like incorrect. The right way of pronouncing it is iron. The R is silent. So I was like quite confused when I was in Britain. Of course, I know how to use the word iron. Ironing as in having a big block of steel that's heated up and is used to get rid of those creases on your day-to-day working shirt. That activity, ironing, we use it all the time. You get used to it. But once you like encounter this word in a newspaper and whatnot, you'll be confused. Why is the R not pronounced? It's instead called ironing. I'm not here to like explain to you the colloquial dialects of the American people or the British people. I'm just trying to like tell you the R is silent. That's all. It's a very really weird thing. Sometimes when you look at the word, if you pronounce it as it is, it's kinda wrong. The normal way of pronouncing it is without the R, which is iron, 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 ironing, 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 ironing. And this is not a free blow job. No. Hand job. This is not a free hand job with the testicles here and the shaft here. No. Ironing. Shirt is down here. Ironing. 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 Not ironing. Ironing. Not ironing. Ironing. Not ironing. Okay? When you look at the movies like the Marvel, the first, can you call it the first successful Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, which is Iron Man. Iron Man. No, we call it Iron Man. Iron Man. Iron Man. When you pronounce Iron Man, it's like the spelling in your mind will be I-O-N-M-A-N. Iron Man. Or yeah, Iron Man. But the Germans, they do pronounce the superhero as Iron Man. They love their R's, I guess. So the R is silent. In some what do you say? Okay, in some like biases or racially insensitive pronunciations in regards to the letter R, some race can't pronounce their R's. That is what Hollywood would love you to believe. The Chinese characters that are portrayed in old Hollywood movies, did I say Chinese? Chinese in those Hollywood movies of the golden age, like the black and white ones, they have their Chinese characters unable to pronounce the letter R. Like, I always like to joke around. I like to like poke fun at my own race by saying fried rice instead of fried rice. So fried rice. That's like the Chinese, they can't pronounce their R's. It's a could you call it a racial slur? No, It's just making fun of a certain race, which is in this instance the Chinese. I'm going off the tangent, right? Whereas the Japanese, right? The Japanese, they can't pronounce their L's, so it's like, since they can't pronounce the L's, the letter L is not in their what they call hiragana, so it's difficult for them to pronounce L's. So they substitute the L for the letter R. So let's say if in English a word begins with the letter L, right? If a word begins with the letter L, like say laptop, which is this one, they will pronounce it as raptop, raptop, raptop. And this is not a mistake that is made by Japanese people who do not know a word of English. This is made by Japanese people who have spoken English, so it's really ingrained in them. Of course, this is actually, I should not say this because it's racially insensitive to criticize. I'm not criticizing, I'm just pointing the fact. Okay, yeah, it seems like I'm criticizing the Japanese people for not being able to pronounce their L's. So I'm just pointing the fact, this is from my own experience, so don't shoot the messenger. So back to iron. Iron is a substance which has disappeared because the camera is not focusing. Iron is a type of metal, and in the periodic table it's what do you call that word? Its symbol is Fe. So Fe stands for ferrum. That's an interesting fact, just in case you did not take basic science in school. And I think that's about it. There's nothing else to say. This is the iron. Unless I have some interesting story to tell you, I don't think I have any. I do not iron clothes anymore because, well, I do not like working for other people, so I don't need to wear fancy clothes or shirts that needs to be crease free. But why must like t-shirts be crease free? Yeah, why can't it have a pattern like creases? Yeah, wouldn't it look good? Why must they, like, the status quo, actually status quo, is it pronounced status quo or status Q? Huh? Status quo, Q-U-O, or status Q? That's interesting. I need to find the answer to that. Status Q. I think it's status Q because a lot of people, they pronounce it as status Q. Let me go and ask my parents. So the right way of pronouncing status quo is status quo. It's supposed to be a joke, so there's some sound effects, ding, or something like that. So, but I don't deal with all these edits or special effects and music, so I'm fucked, aren't I? This video is uninteresting and very long. So status quo is the correct word. I do not know why the status Q is in my mind. Is it because my mind likes to pronounce it as status Q, or because it's a hip version of that word that I got from television? I'm not sure. So there are many influences that can influence you into pronouncing something wrongly. Maybe television or something that you enjoy loves to say it that way, and if you hear it often enough, you would think that that's how it is pronounced. So yeah, status quo. Creases on work shirts, doesn't it look nice? And you might think that, oh, it looks like it's not fashionable, it's not what's the word for it? There's a word for it. Upkeep. Bloody hell, I don't remember a word that associate with this. Let's see. A person who irons his shirt is, the word I was looking for was professional and tidy. But what? Why isn't like Crease shirt tied to the word professional and tidy? Maybe it's a fashion. It's a tidiness is like crease shirt. That means every morning you take your shirts out of your cupboard and it's all non-creased and smooth, and you look at it, oh shit, this is not professional. So you go and bunch up your shirt and instead of ironing, you just you bunch it up, you crease it up. Now it looks professional. So who dictated that a shirt that has no creases is professional and tidy? Okay, I'm going off the tangent, so shit. Let's go off some more into the deep end. Cars, okay? Cars, why should it be so expensive? When I was in Britain, you can buy an old clunker of a junk that is like a piece of garbage, piece of metal that has 4 wheels. You can like buy it for a week's salary, man. Bloody hell. Just £200 and you get a clunker of a junk that moves when you put petrol in it and you start the engine. Hopefully it has an engine. Of course it has an engine. It's just 1 week to buy a bloody old car. In Malaysia, a new car, of course, takes 5 years. I mean, you have to like pay in installments. It was a culture shock actually. But now you can buy old cars in Malaysia for quite cheaper price, like with 1 month's salary. Yeah, you can do that. But okay, it's okay. It's not a complaint. But why cars must be expensive? New cars. Why do new cars need to be expensive? Why can't it be cheap as hell? Like cost only 1 month, 1 month's salary. Who dictates that it's supposed to be expensive? It's not something that you don't need it. If your like public transport is sufficient, like you have buses or trains around, carpooling. But why is it so expensive? It is a want. It's not a need. Why aren't needs? We need air, we need water, we need food. Why aren't those super expensive? Like food, why isn't it like costing an arm and a leg for a chicken wing and a chicken drumstick? Why is it like, why is the world the way it is? Fuck. Why did I swear? Shit. Iron. And the R is not silent when you put an I and a C at the back of this word. It becomes ironic. Not ionic. Ironic is the correct way. Ironic. I'm not saying, okay, what references to ironic that I can make? Isn't it ironic that I'm not wearing suspenders now? Okay, that's wrong. I should use something else. Ironic. It's quite ironic that Brad Pitt is handsome. Fuck. Okay, I cannot use. Ironic. Isn't it ironic that Malaysia is beautiful, but it is being run down to the ground by fools in parliament? I think I can use that. Isn't it ironic? Another reference is Ironic by Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette from Canada. What did I say? Where should I? And what else? Irony. Ironic, irony. Oh fuck. Who cares, man? You just pronounce whatever you want. I'm tired. Let's go watch Iron Man 4.